Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool here and I'm back with another Epic 7 video for you guys today. And today I'm going to be talking about a part of the game and a part of a lot of other MMORPGs known as guilds or clans. So guilds, unlike in other MMORPGs, are actually a crucial part of Epic 7 and actually a lot of gacha games in general. So in other games, guilds are basically like a social aspect of the game where you just talk and meet friends, and maybe there's like 1 or 2 events that you can do together with the guild and you get small benefits. But in Epic 7 it's still social. You guys can always join Discord with your guildmates and meet friends that way. There's an in-game guild chat, as you can see over here, where you'll see people don't really type anything because the interface for this kind of sucks for typing, but you can see when people get good gear, right, and when they summon stuff and people react. But mostly the communication is going to be done through this Discord. Now this is blurred out right now, the guild noticed for you guys, but the reason why I blurred it out is because I don't want you guys joining my guild's Discord, unfortunately, because they don't really like too many people there. I'm not the guild leader, but people usually communicate through their guild Discord. Now I'm going to be talking about why guilds are very important, why you need to join it, and what you need to be looking for in a decent guild. So starting off, once you hit a certain rank, at the bottom of the lobby screen you'll see the guild icon pop up. You can click it and it won't look like my screen. You'll see like a join guild or found guild. I really recommend, if you're starting off the game, if you're not playing with like a large group of friends, to find a guild. Now if it's open or closed, doesn't matter, you can always apply, but you want to make sure you join a guild that has a decent amount of members to start with. I'd say like at least 10 to 15 is decent. Don't join a super small guild because you actually want to be in a very large guild. The cap is going to be 30 at the max rank, so you want to try to be in a guild that is as large as possible. Starting from top to bottom here, you can see that this is the guild hall. You basically click this daily reward button every day. There's a check-in reward, right? The guild gets rewards, and then you get a personal reward as well. The gold is pretty meh, it's not really that much, but you get these brave crests. Now you actually need these brave crests to unlock Furious through connections, and Furious is the best defense breaker by far for regular Wyvern teams. So if you don't really know where to farm those, you need to join a guild. So guilds are essential to your progress in Epic 7 because without being in a guild, you can't really unlock Furious. So you want to make sure you're in check-in rewards so you get these guild or brave crests and start farming them so you can start unlocking Furious. And there's also going to be good things that you can buy with them that I'll go over in a few minutes. So second, we have the battlefield. So in the battlefield tab, if it loads, you'll see there's Guild Wars. So Guild Wars, you actually set your team here, and then there will be towers you can fight. You get 3 attacks every single Guild Wars that opens, and basically depending on how you do, how your guild is ranked, you'll see that there's a ranking system. The higher rank your guild is, which is why you want to be in a stronger guild if you can, you get 5 times the reward, all the way down to 1 times. Now for early game players and early guilds, you're probably going to be somewhere between 1 to 3x, it's fine. But later on, when you do get to late game, you really want 5x because the rewards from this is going to be Mystic Metals, and it's a pretty decent source of Mystic Metals. And Mystic Metals are required to summon for ML units on the Mystic banners that are running every month. So you really want to make sure you join Guild Wars, and you really want to make sure not only that you're in a guild that does Guild Wars, but you want to make sure you're put into Guild Wars. Because although you have your team set up, the guild leader and the officers need to assign you to a tower so that you can actually defend and attack. Now, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose, to be honest. As long as you participate every day, you get rewards. But if you don't participate, you don't get any rewards, if at all. So you really want to make sure you're slotted into your tower, and you want to ask your guild to make sure that you are placed into a tower so you can actually participate and start farming the Mystic Metals. Now, alongside that, you'll also have World Boss. So better guilds will have better supporters. So supporters are basically going to be, just like teams that people can select to use with their own teams, and based off how strong they are, obviously you'll get more points for World Boss. And the reason why you want really high points is because World Boss drops some crazy gear. So if you look at the rewards here, if I look at the SSS, which is what you should be going for, you can get special element summon tickets, which is a very, very rare drop. You can get Mulagora, you get a lot of catalysts, a lot of charms, a lot of silver transmit stones, which are nice, powder, right? You even get some gear. There's just a lot of good gear from the SSS ones. And if you get like D's, right, you can get them as well, but the chances are very low. You don't really get as much gear, if at all, that are usable, and just the chances of getting good stuff is very low. So you really want to be in a good guild that has strong PvE team setup, because you want to be able to get all those rewards every few days, because this really adds up. World Boss drops are really OP, and people really underrate them, but over a long period of time, they're very good. You also will get contribution points to filling out this quest, and you want to be collecting both of these if possible. Early game, you might not be able to get both, but at least get the first one if you can, the random gem at least, but later on you want to make sure you get both. So guilds are very, very important. Next off, we have aid. So in the aid tab, a lot of guilds are going to be requesting like catalysts, like, oh, I need this catalyst, I'm going to request it right by clicking this button. The thing is, you do not want to do that. So you want, what your guild wants to do actually is you want to pass around something known as these claws. Now these are from Wyvern 9, so you don't really use them to craft, right? Because everyone crafts with the Wyvern 11, 12, 13 mats, the blue ones. So with these, you just use it as fodder and you just pass it around. The reason why I do it is because if you see here, when I pass this around, I get 30 Brave Crests. Now you can get 180 a day from doing this, so you only have to pass it around 6 times, and you also want to request it. So you're basically kind of exploiting the system here. You're not really requesting for anything that you need. You're just requesting things that are easily passed around in your guild, a shared currency, if you would, so you can get your Brave Crest, because these are very important, and I'll show you why. Next, you want to make sure you donate these. Proof of Courages are from emergency missions, or urgent missions, and also from World Boss, and I think from Guild Wars, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm wrong. It's not from Guild Wars. And you always want to cap out on the gold donations, 50k a day, but the reason why you want to do this is because the gold will give you Brave Crests, and the Proof of Courages will give you these armbands, which you also get from World Boss and from Guild Wars. Next, we have the member shop. So in the member shop, you want to be, this is the biggest reason why you want to be in a guild. You get a free Molagora seed, not free, but you get a Molagora seed to buy every week, so you get an extra Molagora source, and you get access to these amazing artifacts. So although you can say, oh, I could just join a guild later and buy these out, right, because these are only available a certain amount of times per your account, well, you want to start racking up these armbands because it takes forever to buy these, right? So you really want to be in a guild as soon as you can, and in a good guild that passes around mats and stuff like that, so you can farm these armbands to actually buy these artifacts. You eventually want to buy all of them because they're really good. So the armbands are going to be exclusively for artifacts till you buy them all out, and then you could buy some of the other stuff as well. And then with your Brave Crest, the reason why they're really good is because you can buy some catalyst chests. You really want to buy out this equipment conversion gem as well. And this is like the biggest thing, artifact charms. If you guys don't know, artifact charms are very rare in this game and very annoying to farm. So this is going to be your best source. So being in a good guild will essentially supply you with, not unlimited, but a very good supply of artifact charms. And as you guys already know by now, probably as you're leveling up your Daydream Jokers, artifacts are really hard to level in this game. And honestly, Smilegate needs to add some more ways to get artifact charms because it is a pain in the ass to farm these. Next, we have the Captain Shop. So if you're in a good guild, they'll keep the Guild Blessing of Wealth and the Guild Blessing of Knowledge up. So basically, you're getting 10% EXP bonuses from adventure battles, and you're also getting 10% gold from everything. So this is very important. The guild buff really adds up over time in gold, although you can see I have 100 mil, which may be a lot to some people, may not be a lot. It is a very precious resource, and that is kind of why I'm saving it. And if you're a newer player, you're most likely going to be running out of gold all the time, so it's very important to do. Next, you also get guild supply chests. Now, good guilds will give this out like every few weeks or so, but you get a good amount of Brave Crests or Sky Stones or Mystic Metals. Not really a necessity for good guilds, but the most important thing is that they are buying out at least this. So the energy that costs 30 Proof of Courages, if you think about it, if you go to the donate tab, every player can donate 3 of these a day. So if you're in a guild with max members, you get 90 a day if they're all active. That is way more than enough for the energy, right? So you really want to be making sure that you get this free energy. 50 energy a day is actually a lot. 2 extra hunts might not seem like a lot, like 2.5 extra hunts a day, but it really adds up over time. So don't underestimate it. Good guild will have the blessings running, both of them, and at least this one, this energy Proof of Courage. The gold one is mostly going to be for the hunt event days, because gold you need 20 people to send every day, as opposed to this one, which only requires 10 people. And you know, not everyone's going to be able to log in every day. Things happen, you might not be able to log in, but for the most part, just the Proof of Courage and then both the blessings. Next, we have weekly missions. So this one's not as important for mid-game players, late-game players. You just kind of like get these pop-ups that these quests are done, and you kind of loot it. But for early-game players, when you really want to unlock Furious, you want to make sure you do this. It's really like a personal quest thing, but you want to make sure you do this because if you really want Furious that day, right, you're capped on the Brave Crest you can get from here, which is 200. You get 50 from the gold donation, so you need 150 more. So if you don't want to wait an extra day, you can actually do some of these quests and maybe get enough to get your Furious, because I think Furious needs 400, right? I don't know if this gives 400, but maybe it does. There's some reputation quests that give you some as well. So you really want to make sure, you don't have to do this like mid-late game, but if you want to get Furious right away, you want to do this. So just to recap, guys, make sure your guild is doing guild wars and make sure you're slotted in no matter what. Make sure they're decently active so you get the check-in rewards. Also make sure, you know, if you're like a new guild, it's fine if you don't place too high in world boss, but make sure they have some supporters up, right? And they update it like regularly. I'd say like guilds want at least, like for new guilds, like at least 350k CP, 300k CP on their units for them to be serviceable. Honestly, like 400k is probably like the standard for like new players, but upwards of 600k and more is going to be what you're looking for, because world boss gives you crazy rewards, guys. And also you guys want to make sure you guys are passing the mats around. A lot of guilds don't do this, but this is super important, guys. 180 brave crests a day is insane. That's an extra artifact charm a day. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you donate every day. And also make sure your guild is buying out these guild blessing of knowledges and wealth. It costs 400k gold total, and as you know that you can donate 50k yourself. So you only really need 8 people to actually be able to keep these buffs running all the time. So very important to do. And the energy as well, if you can, with these proof of courages. This one's a little bit more lenient, but at least make sure these blessings are running. So you guys really want to make sure you join that guild ASAP, guys. Guilds are an essential part of Epic 7. Although you guys might be watching this video and be like, this is nothing, over time it really adds up. Players that are not in a guild are going to fall behind very quickly, because a lot of resources, especially like Mulagora and these artifacts, right? Even Proof of Valor is really good for Wyvern tanks, right? Symbol of Unity is BIS artifact, best in slot artifact for a lot of DPS units. Warhorn's very good in PvP and PvE. Guide to Decisions very good in PvP. Like all these artifacts are good actually, and you're getting free catalysts, free equipment conversion gems. These gem chests are your best source of gear late game by far, so you really want to make sure you stockpile them early on. Best source of speed main stat boots. So you guys really want to make sure you're in a guild. I cannot stress it enough, and try to join one that's active and willing to, you know, pass around mats and stuff like that. I hope this video helped you guys out in finding out what is a good guild to join. And as always, if this video helped you out, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel out a lot. And I'll see you guys next video. Have a happy holiday season. Peace.